Definitely more than 0.
Yeah. So, okay, they are starting on the attack.
Well, that's nice of them.
Tainted Minds, I mean.
Right. Well,
So
that's less nice.
that's not nice for them
No.
at all. Slizz or Jay going to be going over onto Genji. Crucimail, I think he's going to be staying on that Sombra. D-Field on Tracer.
So we're going Orisa Diva as well, so...
Well, this is fairly standard on the defense, really. There's not much to comment on. Colorhex, again, going to be playing the Widowmaker, see if he can find some more picks. But he might not have an easy time. When you're going up against a Genji, against a Tracer, they're not easy targets. And then plus with the dive, like, it's essentially dive here from
They're
Tainted,
doing the moving and the jumping and the dodging and the weaving,
right.
Jordan. And they're hard shots to hit, aren't they, really?
Yeah,
So, for now, Tainted Minds just waiting.
Yeah.
And it's actually going to be D-Field this time, picked up by Shoyo.
I think they were waiting for D-Field to get around the back there, but Drop Bears was just too quick on the draw.
Normally, to be fair, it's been the Genji that we've seen go around, haven't we? And look at that, a couple of traps right there waiting for the Genji to jump up over the top through the side. And, well, it's going to be a bit tougher this time around, should that be the effort.
Not going to be too fun for Slizz or Jay if he gets up there. Here comes the final push, or the first push. Finally, I should say, from Tainted Minds.
That's it. It takes two attempts to get up there with the Winston, unfortunately. And Slizz or Jay down, Baby Poro down. The Drop Bears really holding strong right now.
Yeah, looking too easy for Drop Bears.
Yeah,
they're not under any pressure. You're not seeing anyone get really low at all. Colorhex, he's completely uncontested on the high ground, just firing shots off with the Widowmaker. It's a nice one into Slizz or Jay, and that essentially shuts down the fight for Tainted. So immediately they decided to change things up. I didn't really think that the Tracer was actually existed. So I think that's a good change. D-Field onto the Widow. If he can get rid of Colorhex, that brings an opening there for Tainted Minds.
Here comes Genji around the back as well. What can Slizz or Jay do? D-Field taking a bit of damage. They're going to push through. Slizz or Jay, you're going to see there, going to hit the Widow Mine as well. Takes a bit of damage, stays alive. Jordation trying to take down the tanks one by one. Trusmail's been picked up. Will be resurrected there by Oxidize. But a fair bit of damage going through right now. The Drop Bears, on the other hand, Jordan, they're the ones actually taking damage.
Yeah, but Riptide's available there for Jordation. A kill comes across onto Slizz or Jay. Kraken under a bit of pressure, but not too much. That's a nice shot hit by D-Field. That denies the possibility of a Riptide here for Drop Bears if things kind of go bottoms up, which at the moment they sort of are.
Yeah.
Colorhex, though, saving the day.
Yeah, well, look at that. Finds 3 picks. That's dirty, that's filthy, that's disgusting, and it's precisely what the Drop Bears needed. It almost was a pretty good push coming in from TM. As I said, you know, they stayed in there a while, they lost their tank, a lot was thrown at their tanks. Managed to come back, bring them through back with the Mercy Rares. And they had the HP advantage going into the remainder of the battle, which to me looked like the reason why they were going to be successful. But Colorhex, you're going to let the Widow find 3, and now the Drop Bears have that ultimate advantage as well.
Yeah.
Big work ahead here for TM to find first point.
Infrasight available for Colorhex as well. Not sure when he's actually going to decide to throw it out. Maybe when Tainted Minds do actually commit. Both Infrasights do go out, actually. Slizz or Jay here. The Dragon Blade needs to come up big.
Yeah, this time successful. Looking for a second. Jordation, however, will manage to find Trusmail, and that was a Trusmail who had popped Primal Rage as well. But Slizz or Jay looking to do some damage, doing a fair bit of work. But the question is it worth continuing this push? Probably no, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, Oxidize needs to try and get out of there alongside Slizz or Jay. They're okay for the moment. You'd hang on to that Dragon Blade, which means that it is still available into this fight.
Yeah.
Not a lot to deal with it, but there is Transcendence, though. The first pick goes the way of Quad J.
Look, he's in a good position. Finds Bertlog, looking to find another. Jordation's already gone down, so that's a lot of DPS taken out of this Drop Bears lineup.
Oh!
Shoyo finds 2, finds both the supports. This is going to be enough to push TM back and, well, eliminate them from this map, essentially. It's going to be a real tough fight for them to hold this off. They're on the point right now, but I don't know if they've got enough to get through, Jordan.
Well, perhaps. Perhaps it really depends on how fast the trickle comes in from the Drop Bears. Jordation on the point on the Tracer. The mech comes back there for Quad J, and no one could get on the point for Tainted Minds.
No.
That was their best possible chance, but again, a big individual play out of one of the Tainted Minds members. This time it's Shoyo with the Diva Bomb. Tainted Minds, they lose some really, really critical players, and unfortunately they're not able to get anything done there on Temple of Anubis. Not a single tick on the first point. A fantastic defense from the Sydney Drop Bears, and I feel like it's an improbable task here for Tainted Minds to be able to hold on to that.
Yeah. Well, as you said, right, there were two opportunities there where it really looked like Tainted Minds were going to get the better of the Drop Bears, where Tainted Minds were going to find themselves, you know, a pretty good foothold there on the first point. But the first time it came down to Jordation, I think, on the
Colorhex,
sorry, on the Widow.
Yep.
And the second time around, it came down to Shoyu and the Divas. So, look, yeah, two good plays by individuals essentially eliminated all opportunity.
And we're going to see a change up to the roster of the Drop Bears. This time it will be Jordation who's going on to the Widowmaker. We did see that a fair bit last season when Biller was the other DPS for the Drop Bears, but now that Colorhex has come into the roster, typically it has been him playing that Widowmaker. But for this map in particular, the Drop Bears, they do like to run that Genji. It's not in Jordation's pool, so Colorhex is going to go on to the Genji, and he was fantastic actually on Genji when we saw the Drop Bears go up against Blank Blue, which means Jordation is going to go on to the Widowmaker here. He'll have a bit of a duel against D-Field. But aside from that, I mean, it's not really anything too crazy for the Drop Bears. I mean, this is fairly standard, but it's just something interesting to note, that they can sort of flip their DPS around like that.
Yeah, well, real possibility here for this to be a very quick 3-0 and put this this win firmly on the side of the Drop Bears. They'll get the points on the board if they can pick up 1/3 of a tick here on Temple of Anubis. Just one map remains to make it a 4-0 instead of a 3-1. And let's be real, Jordan, at the moment that 4-0 is looking very, very likely. Colorhex going to try and deflect back. Not for now. They just want to maybe find a pick here with Jordation. He's boosted. Can he get through the shield? That's the real question. Probably not.
Well, they're just waiting for the right timing that they can get those flankers around. Once Colorhex is around the back, that's where Chaos is going to start to erupt in that Tainted Minds roster. The dive is in, and here's Colorhex.
And Colorhex in the background, ready to go. Already finds Oxidized. Slitsaw J. Joker's been rezzed. Shoyo finds another. An easy peasy, lemon squeezy, Jordan.
Well, that's how you do it.
Yep.
You get the pick onto the Mercy, no res possible. That's map over. Sydney Drop Bears, they're going to close it out 3-0. The series is theirs, and now all that is left to do is ensure that the 4-0 is up on the board there for Drop Bears. Continue that perfect season.
Look, if you want to see how to play it, that's it, right? That's it. Take it, go to ranked play, and get on the mic with your group and tell everyone that's precise. I saw the Drop Bears do it. I saw the Drop Bears do it. I'm jumping on Genji. Just make sure that
Winston
you actually
goes in first.
Yep.
Genji from the back. Diva to follow up. Jordation hits 2 really crisp shots as well with the Widowmaker. At that point, the fight's over. I mean, there was nothing that Tainted Minds could have done short of getting picks earlier, not allowing that dive to come out in the first place. But once once Drop Bears are set up for that dive, once they're executing that dive, it's like you're all clumped up into a ball. Everything's going on top of you, and you're in trouble at that point.
It is, well, I guess to be fair, Tainted Minds did almost try and play the same strat at the end of their attacking round, but really it does come down to exactly coordination and how you push through in the end. So easy does it there for the Drop Bears, and well, there's not much else to say about that other than they're just a better team.
Again.
Yeah,
I mean, this is like season 1 again.
Yeah,
where we're seeing the top teams just absolutely batter the lower teams and not give them any kind of a hope. It's been quite the opposite so far in season 2, where the teams that have come through from trials have actually been able to challenge and have been able to sort of get maps and almost make some maps really, really close as well, but not here. Not Sydney Drop Bears. They're not keen on that at all.
No, I feel like it's that meme, Jordan. You're just holding out, looking, the butterfly comes in. You're like, is this a season 1 game? Because that's essentially what it feels like, right? And well, that's what the Drop Bears want to see. They need a couple of easy weeks, I suppose, if they don't need to put too much into it. Tainted Minds, on the other hand, still looking for a map. Still. Map number 4, is it going to be Rialto? I don't know. What have TM picked in the past, Jordan?
TM did pick Rialto, which if you remember, they got the win against Blank Blue on. It was a very close map.
Yeah.
But that's so far their only theoretically.
Surely you go again, right? Surely you go.
I would think so.
Let's go and play Rialto. Is that the case? We'll throw the maps up on the screen. Rialto, boom! Look, number 1 analysis AU right here.
Yeah. Platcaster, Goldcaster.
Oh.
Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, easy life, boys.
Grandmaster on the analysis desk.
That's us. That's why we're here. Plus, I've got the badge.
Yeah.
I've got my Overwatch badge, my lucky Overwatch badge. So, is it going to be lucky, however, for Tainted Minds?
No.
Look.
I'm just going to say no. Because right now, they're just not having any kind of an impact at all. Like, Oasis was a 2-0. King's Row, they couldn't push through 2 phases of the map. Anubis, they couldn't even cap the first point. Literally, all 3 of the maps that we've seen so far have been so heavily in the favor of the Drop Bears that there is no reason at all that you could even fathom that Tainted Minds should be able to get a map win here.
No, but I want them to.
Well, I guess that makes
Does
it
that
possible,
count,
right?
Jordan? Does that count for anything?
Does it? I don't think it
Probably not. Look, to be fair, the Drop Bears have been on point today, as again was to be expected.
I mean,
but
we can't all have what we want.
I'm ready. I'm ready for Tainted Minds to come out with something here.
Ooh,
Oh, and straight away, that's the start. Jordation goes down. Deepfield
Yeah.
going to get the better of him that time. And
Actually,
Mercy, nowhere to be seen. No resurrection.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to matter too much here for the Drop Bears because Tainted Minds, you'd expect that they're going to be able to push this far anyway. So Jordation, if he gets a pick there, maybe he slows down Tainted Minds a little bit. If he gets picked himself, he's going to be able to get back to this fight before it really starts. So they haven't actually lost too much out of that.
No, but it's definitely better than the alternative, Jordan, which was Deepfield going down to Jordation.
This is true, this is true. Joker, though, going down there. That is a big pick if it isn't rezzed up, although Bertlog is going to be able to get the res across. So it's 6 versus 6 still.
Payload pushing into the courtyard. Little J going to go down. Baby Poro low. See you later. Trismal low as well. And the Drop Bears now starting to find that foothold that we talk about a lot, and they're going to choose to do it right here, right now. And well, this is where this trouble begins for Tainted Minds. This is Herald. They need to find a way around the blockade.
Yeah, Color Hex charging up that rocket barrage. Look at that, 98% already. Faster than anyone else is getting their ultimates. Oxidize almost about to come up on the Valkyrie, but I'll tell you what, right now I'd probably be backing that rocket barrage. This Color Hex seems to be on point on the Pharah. Not having any problems, but he's looking for it.
Here we go. Gets into a great position, throws out the barrage, only finds Slitz or Jay before going down to Baby Poro. So great work there coming out from her.
Look at Shoyo. Like, how is Shoyo even here and how is he still alive? It's just insane.
Look, I found, Jordan, that if you jump around enough as D.Va and you fire the Bunny Blaster, sometimes people just don't kill you.
This is such a messy fight right now, but somehow the Sydney Drop Bears have not even given up any ground. Color Hex needs to be a little careful that Sliz or Jay doesn't hit a stray arrow.
A good Dragon Strike here might be enough to get Tainted Minds across the line. Quad J throws out the Graviton
Sliz or Jay was dead. Sliz or Jay was dead. Jordation got a pick.
Timing. Jordation finds 3 picks is what he gets.
Yeah, well, the one onto Slitz or Jay was absolutely massive because you could see what Tainted Minds were doing. If they would have got the Dragon Strike out there, they got that first point. But the fact that Slitz or Jay is dead means he can't throw it out. Now Quad J's essentially wasted his Graviton Surge. That's real bad news for Tainted Minds. Now they're going to have to try and hope to kind of combo the Earth Shatter, probably with that Dragon Strike as their best possibility of getting through. Otherwise, you know, I mean, I was going to say they could charge it up again in a minute and 35, but Quad J's actually swapped straight off onto the D.Va. Oh, that's really unfortunate for Tainted Minds. What a great pick from the Drop Bears.
Yeah, again, it comes down to that individual brilliance, Jordan. You'd think that surely you've got that ult advantage. It's time you manage to hit the Graviton Surge. All you need now is the Dragon Strike. But unfortunately, your Hanzo is down, and it's because Jordation has been so strong. From one sniper to another, whether he's on Hanzo, whether he's on Widow, it really doesn't seem to make a difference right now. 1 minute remaining. Tainted Minds looking to potentially drop down and do some damage here, Jordan. At least they're on the right side. Let's see what they can do here, though. And Trismal about to lose his shield and lose his life.
Really good focus again from the Drop Bears, ensuring that Trismal cannot get anything done with that Earth Shadow. We saw that on Oasis. We've seen it throughout basically this entire matchup, and it's just utter decimation as the Drop Bears rip apart Tainted Minds again and again and again. One more push available for Tainted here. They've got Earth Shatter, and they've got Transcendence. But past that, there's not a whole lot to work with for Tainted, and Jordation's been absolutely slaying the Widowmaker, and Color Hex has been doing good work with Tefara. You just don't see the opening right now for Tainted Minds.
Well, that's it. Elfishguy. Normally, Drop Bears feed on unsuspecting tourists in the Australian bush. But this time around, they're feeding on Tainted Minds and having a pretty good meal of it, to be perfectly honest. This is the last effort coming out from TM, but what does it even matter? Color Hex finds 4, 3 of those coming through from the rocket barrage. Self-destruct does find Shoyo, but Quad J goes down very, very quickly, as will the overtime. The Drop Bears, you can see here, are going to be in a pretty prime position to clean this up. 4-0 very, very soon.
This is going to be the most comprehensive 4-0 that we're going to see in Contenders Season 2. There is no way that Tainted Minds are going to be able to hold on to that one. Like you just have, maybe you have one chance of a defense. It's like that corner there. If you can't hold that corner, you're done.
Yeah.
And given the ease at which Temple of Anubis was knocked over by Drop Bears, I'm not expecting the Tainted Minds are going to be able to hold up too long here. And it's a far cry from what we saw between Blank Blue and Tainted Minds last week, wasn't it? Because Tainted Minds, we sort of said, you know, they're looking good, they're making these maps close, they have a chance of getting a map against Blank Blue, but the storyline today is Tainted Minds have got absolutely no chance.
Well, it's starting to fill in the blanks here for us, isn't it? Where we started off the season and Drop Bears really did play so very well against Blank Blue, and it really was, oh, is this just teething problems for Blank? Is the Drop Bears that much better? We'll have to wait and see. Where do they line up? And when you saw Tainted Minds up against Blank, and now you're seeing the Drop Bears up against TM, really, the Drop Bears are not, there is no difficulty here for them.
No, this is like playing on easy mode for the Drop Bears. I mean, this series that hasn't even lasted an hour yet, Ben. 4 maps and we're going to get it done in under an hour. It's been like 55 minutes since we started the broadcast, and that is probably, I think, the fastest matchup we've actually seen in Contenders so far.
I feel like I've had ranked games on Temple of Anubis that's lasted longer than this best of 4.
Yeah.
But look, it's tough. I don't want to pile onto TM too much because the reality is, it's not like at the moment there's anyone else in this division in Group A that can actually do anything about the Drop Bears.
No, I don't think there's anyone else in Contenders Australia at the moment that can do anything about the Drop Bears.
That's it. It's less about TM. It's more about
Drop Bears,
the fact that the Drop Bears are just playing so very well right now.
I mean, we've already seen Blank Blue go down 0-4. I reckon if you put Darksided up against Drop Bears, they'd go down 0-4, at least from the form that they showed last week as well. So Drop Bears just look unstoppable.
Yeah, well, I'm still ready for TM to stop them right now. But it's a pretty hard task, to be perfectly honest.
Well, it's unimaginable.
Well, I can imagine it. It's particularly unlikely, however, I suspect.
We're going to need a little bit more from D-Field like that.
Hex taking a ride down the canal.
Oh. You can tell he just wants to dash in there, get a reset, go to town on Tainted Minds.
Oh! Color Hex!
Oh, that was on camera, mate.
Oh, need to put that one in.
Put that in the top 5 place.
Yeah, let's go, boys. Throw that in. I love it.
Clip it. Poor Color Hex.
Yes, well, ninjas can't swim.
He's been fantastic today, but that's what everyone's going to remember.
That's what I'm going to remember.
Anyway, here's the dive.
Going to finally have an opportunity to see a battle coming out between these two teams with Drop Bears here on attack. Looking to close this one out. The payload getting ever closer as everyone is battling much further away from it right now. Finally, the Drop Bear's going to put someone back onto the payload to push it forward as the rest of Tainted Minds go down in the background. Just Oxidize and Baby Poro alive, and I suspect potentially respawning. Going to try and dive onto the point here, Jordan. The two supports together. Alas, it will not be enough. The Drop Bears 4-0 up against Tainted Minds, now 12-0. 3 matches into this 5-week season, and look, it's what we expected, but to be honest, I did not anticipate that it was going to be that clean cut.
I don't think I mean, in hindsight, it's easy to say, yeah, wow, but I don't think I would have said that it was going to be that consistent. Like, that was clinical from the Drop Bears. We all predicted a 4-0, but I didn't expect it to be that dominant. You know, I looked for a moment, maybe like Tainted Minds should probably get around there on Oasis. They couldn't get that, and then from there, it was all downhill.
That's it,
when you really think about it, that 99% that they got in the first round of Oasis is probably the best thing that happened to Tainted Minds in this matchup. And so it's been a very, very dark and gloomy kind of a run through this match for them. Unfortunately, a 0-4 loss there for Tainted Minds. Their first of this season. Last week, they went down 1-3 to Blank Blue, but I mean, this is just the continuation of the domination that the Sydney Drop Bears have shown us throughout this season and toward the end of last season.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I feel like what we just saw Color Hex do was essentially what happened to Tainted Minds for the entirety of this game. However, everyone in this group has diversed the Drop Bears at some point, right? Yeah. Everyone's going to have to go through this process. And unfortunately, the Drop Bears, for whatever reason, honestly, yeah, they had a great Season 1. Yeah, they went through and they 4-0'd every team in dominating fashion up until they went up against Masterminds. And yeah, they came into the Season 1 finals and pretty much destroyed everyone, I would say, other than Darksided, who really challenged them. So, to be fair, there's not much the TM could have done today. So you can't you can't feel that bad.
It's just one of those games, isn't it? You go into it, you think we're probably going to lose this one. Let's just try our best. Well, I guess they did try their best, but they didn't really get anything done. It would have been great to see Tainted Minds making at least one of those maps close, but the reality of it is that none of those maps were close at all. The Drop Bears just destroyed them. And it's, I guess, another statement from the Drop Bears to everyone else in AU Contenders. You need to step up if you're going to challenge us, because, again, we're not seeing anyone that's even close to the Drop Bears.
Well, that's right. And I think it's even more than step up. I think that you need to
cut down the tree that the Drop Bears are hiding.
You've got to pull something out, because it's going to be really tough for anyone else in this in Division A and Group A to really do anything about this. For me, I'm not sure we're going to see a challenger to the Drop Bears until we come through to finals.
Even when we come through to finals, if the season continues as it has so far, with, for example, Darksider not really getting the wins on the board as cleanly as they would have liked, you know, it's going to be tough.
Well, we saw there it's almost time for our Macca's play of the game, Jordan. What is your play of the game? For me, there's another. I think Jordation.
I think it has to be Jordation or Colorhex, right?
I don't know. Yeah,
Jordation. I feel like it's going to be Jordation on the Junkrat. I would like to see Jordation on the Hanzo toward the end of Kings Row Phase 2.
Me too. We'll have to wait and see, but not much longer, guys and girls. It's time for our Macca's play of the game. It's going to be Jordation.
Yeah.
Oh, but on the Riptide. Look at this. Finds 4. And the thing for me about this McDonald's Australia play of the game is that even up before this point, Jordation did so much damage. If you look how long we are into this, I think, what, 1 minute and 10 or something into the round.
Yeah.
Not very long. He's already got the Riptide. He picks up 4. It just really highlights how good Jordation was across the entirety of that game.
Got the Riptide up as fast as you get your cheeseburger meal at Macca's, Ben.
Well, that's it. Oh, man. I love the new drive-through where I go at Auburn. Is like they have.
Does it have Riptides driving through as well?
It does. Thankfully not, because that would be less than ideal.
Yeah, I mean, look, there was so many things to choose from there from the Drop Bears. It could have been any number of Jordation's plays.
Any number of Jordation's plays.
Or any number of Color Hex's plays.
That's right.
Even show you with the Diva Bomb on...
That's the thing, right? When you have games that are particularly one-sided like this, it's very difficult to highlight plays that aren't made by the DPS, because the DPS are the ones getting all of the kills. When it's easy, it's like a shooting range, essentially.
It's like, what did everyone else have to do? Everyone was dead before the matches even really played out.
Oh, man. It's tough, isn't it? It is certainly tough, but the Drop Bears will pick it up 4-0. A great season for them so far. And look, they couldn't have asked for anything else. Guys and girls, that is match 1 done and dusted. We have 2 more coming up for you across the afternoon. I suspect they're going to be a little bit closer than that one. Going to a very quick break, and when we come back, match number 2 for Group A. We'll see you soon.